separate topic on its own.
Oh, for sure. Do you feel comfortable moving into some cybersecurity news?
What happened in cybersecurity world?
So something happened that has never been happened before.
That has never been happened.
That's never happened before.
We don't know how to word today either.
It's never been
It's
done.
another week of no wording.
I got to practice some writing, I guess. There is this ransomware service called BlackCat. It's also known as ALPHV or ALPHV. It's pretty much just ransomware. And for the first time ever, well, they attacked a very big corporation. Have you ever heard of MeridianLink?
No.
So MeridianLink is a cloud-based technology company that enables banks, credit unions, mortgage lenders to provide consumer reporting agencies it's a loan decision software. Pretty much generates loans for financial institutions. BlackCat
Generates a loan themselves? Or?
Yeah, so it's like pretty much loan origination system.
Okay.
Yeah. So this hacking group, ransomware called BlackCat, attacked MeridianLink.
Oi.
It didn't. So ransomware typically means that we're going to get access to all your files and your systems, encrypt it, and hold it up for ransom. So like, okay, you will no longer have access to this.
While they themselves can't really use it either.
Well, they could. They pretty much. They probably made like a copy of it.
Okay.
Ransom. Yeah. Once you're into a system like that, you could encrypt it. You could pretty much download a copy of it.
Okay.
But they they didn't encrypt it. They left it completely open. But they told them they let MeridianLink know. Oh, we got access to your files. This happened November 7th when BlackCat supposedly got access to the stolen company data. Now, the SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, has a few months ago, like I think it was around May, added some things to some articles that they said, okay, if you're a publicly traded company and you get material information about a cybersecurity attack on your company that could affect stakeholders' positions, you need to disclose it within 4 days. You like once the company is aware of the situation, within 4 days they need to make it public knowledge that they were attacked, but what's been compromised, what mediation is being
the severity of the situation, essentially,
so that the investors could know what's going on.
So they could dump the shit out of your stock,
pretty much, so that they're safe in what's going on.
Yeah, so you can get out.
So previous ransomware groups have always used the SEC as a way of leveraging their position and saying, "Oh, we have your ransom, we have your systems. You've been compromised. You need to send over the money now, or you won't get your information, or we won't leak it." So there's different things. Either they won't unencrypt the software, they will leak your information, and the third thing was like, "Oh, we're going to report you to the SEC." It's never been done until BlackCat did that this past weekend. This hacking group reported to the SEC that they hacked MeridianLink and that they never disclosed anything.
But when did they hack MeridianLink?
November 7th. It's November 20th.
Oh.
Yeah. So 4 days later, they saw that BlackCat saw that MeridianLink didn't do anything. They didn't get the money, nothing, because they still had their system. MeridianLink was still operating just fine. Okay. Because it wasn't encrypted. So MeridianLink was like, okay, either they're bullshitting us, don't actually have any information, or just saw it as like they probably do, but disregarded it. They're not going to pay the ransom. Yeah. And then BlackCat was like, okay, well, they posted it. They contacted Meridian again. They're like, look, you haven't paid us. You haven't told the SEC. If you don't do either or, we're going to leak your information and we're going to like go to the SEC. They actually did it.
They did what?
BlackCat reported the hack to the SEC.
But they didn't leak the information.
They haven't leaked the information.
Do they really have the information then?
I believe they do. They have the information from what was told.
Do they?
I haven't seen the information myself.
I'm not saying you did, but I'm saying it's kind of, if you're holding the bullet, if you're holding the gun.
Yeah, so they have a website that they post the information, like all their all their ransoms.
Yeah.
And according to the article, let's see when they posted it. Oh, okay. So here's a nuance about the whole SEC thing, where the company needs to report it within 4 days. That clause was updated in May or so, but it doesn't take effect until December 15th. So the SEC doesn't really have any
We'll get into that now, but jurisdiction to push this right now because it hasn't been.
Yeah, say they're out of compliance because they.
Yeah.
But if something's been in place already, why not start taking action?
My thing is, do they really have the information?
Yeah, the threat that they would leak. So threat actor listed the software company MeridianLink on their data leak with a threat that they would leak allegedly stolen data unless a ransom was paid within 24 hours.
It's been 7. It's been more than 7 days. It's been more than 24 hours. It's been what? You said the 7th?
Yeah.
It's been 13 days.
Mm-hmm.
We're not investigators here, by the way.
Yeah. So, I mean, the big news. So this article came out on the 15th. It's 5 days ago. So I don't know if they've actually leaked the information or not. But the big news was that they actually that the hacking group actually reported themselves to the SEC, because that's never been done before. They've always used it as a threat, but they've never followed through and reported the hack to the SEC. They told the SEC that the MeridianLink is not disclosing a cybersecurity incident that impacted customer data and operational information.
But there's no proof it did.
There is no proof it did, because from what I'm seeing. That's
what I'm saying. I think this is a little. I hope it's not. I hope it's I hope it is. They're just holding blanks, because it'll be beneficial for everyone.
Okay, MeridianLink confirms the cyber attack in a statement for Bleeping Computer that after identifying the incident, it acted immediately to contain the threat and engaged a team of third-party experts to investigate. The company added that it's still working to determine if any consumer personal information was impacted by cyber attack, and it will notify affected parties if so. MeridianLink said, based on our investigation to date, we have identified no evidence of unauthorized access to our production platform, and the incident has caused minimal business interruption. That was, again, the 15th. If anything has changed since then, I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's no updated information as of yet from there.
Yeah. The thing that caught my eye initially was the fact that these people, again, sent their complaint to the SEC.
But it makes sense, though.
No one's done it before.
Yeah, but
because now you're outing yourself. That's exposure, saying, you might be able to track them. You might find someone who's a part of that group.
Maybe, but the thing is, they could, again, not my space, but it depends how much they really went in. Mm-hmm. Maybe just went in and hacked a little bit. Mm-hmm. They couldn't break into the actual.
Yeah. So,
because my thing is, you would want to shut it down so you can really get paid. Because now you're not causing enough pain to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah, if the pain isn't there, then it's okay, cool.
I think it's like a semi-bluff.
Yeah, if a company gets hacked for some photos of its products, okay, cool, you reached our photos. We publicly show those anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
But if you hack the software, the actual software, and you're like, no, we haven't exposed it.
User emails, user addresses. Yeah.
That's a different story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a completely different story.
I hope they're holding blanks, because it would be beneficial for the parties involved, in the attack.
Of course, yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
What I think is interesting is just
the report to the SEC
is the fact that these hackers, although they are acting in bad faith because they're taking advantage, they are look, if you don't fix it, someone else is going to do it. The way these people think is kind of cynical in a sense. I want to say, where if you are exposed, we will expose you, It's going to cost a hefty price because of the fact that like we took advantage of it and we found out. But at least now you know there's something wrong with your system and you can make it better. That's straight up how they think. Okay, cool. You got exposed.
Like I'm not gonna be on this podcast shitting on hackers. So I don't want to get dealt. I don't want to get dealt a hand. I don't want to deal with later on in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with this later on. My repercussions.
But
you're holding blanks.
Yeah.
You're not holding pocket aces, in my opinion.
No, you're not. They're not holding pocket aces.
No.
It's MeridianLink.
It doesn't seem like it.
Well, that's up to them and MeridianLink to hash it out.
And now it's up to MeridianLink to see if they want to call that bluff or not. That's not my opinion.
100%. 100%. Without a doubt.
Interesting developments.
Yeah.
That sucks, though.
It sucks for MeridianLink because now they got to deal with it. It also kind of sucks for BlackCat if
you're caught on your bluff and it's real and it's like you really caught nothing.
Yeah.
And you someone exposed yourself now.
But that ransomware has been around since 2021.
Like that form of a...
Yeah, that specific code has been around since 2021, and it's the most active one right now. It's like just constantly being used. It's like a ransomware as a service. So essentially what it is, it's if you want to attack a company, you would reach out to BlackCat, the people who operate BlackCat, and they'll pretty much take charge of it and do the whole attack, and then they'll charge you a commission for trying to hit that target.
Yo, hacking's such an underground world.
It's wild out there.
So interesting.
It is insane. But yeah, I think also like the interesting part that's important to know is that now that I wasn't aware of before is that publicly traded companies are required to disclose material information within a 4-day period, which is good for for investors who are investing in the companies.
Okay.
If they are compliant.
Man.
And if they're not compliant, then they face
a little fine.
Penalties, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Stop it. All this... the government's in on it. The government's in on this bullshit.
It's in it. Maybe not.
What do you mean, maybe?
Why do you say the government?
Because politicians trade these stocks.
Oh, I see.
They probably want those 4 days. Like, I might need to get out of this one too.
Yeah, that's why they put it for 4 days instead of.
Like, I need to get out of that trade
instead of immediately.
They just go. I just bought like 10 of those. I just bought 10 mil worth of that. Oof. I might need to get out of this one.
Gonna sell, then it releases the information.
Exactly.
Possibly.
You brought up the SEC.
I did bring up the SEC.
So,
is there more stuff going on with the SEC, William?
Not with the SEC per se, but presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy.
What does that have to do with the SEC?
Has a lot to do with the SEC.
Vivek has a lot.